closure, right, Eric? Everything comes to an
And
unfortunately.
it has come
Right,
to an
it
end.
has come to an end. But this part of the interview, Eric, I think I was more relaxed, right? The pressure were down to some
Yeah.
extent.
You
right?
have to chill.
You have to chill, be like, hey, like, how are you, right?
Yeah.
How did you approach this, Eric? How was your interview?
Well, in that part, I was talking with the panel about the extracurricular activities and how I plan to have fun in the country. And this is where you can all talk about the things that you plan to do other apart from your studies. For me, it was music and traveling around. But for you, apart from those, it could be either theater, museums, football, which is a big thing here, or any other sports. Maybe you want to go to the mountains, maybe you want to go to the coast, maybe you want to go hiking, maybe you want to enjoy the nightlife of London or any other city. But yeah, no, go and talk about those entertaining things. Maybe it's a national event, something they do every year, any of those things.
Yeah, I think it's very important, but nonetheless expect them also to ask you how would you balance your workload and your life, your
Totally
activities, right? Because the main purpose of this scholarship is to improve your skills, your ability, right? Your reasoning. So you should be prepared in case they ask, but how are you gonna balance all of this?
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's a scholarship for master
It's a
studies.
master studies.
You need to keep the focus
And-
on your academia.
And it's intensive, right?
Yeah.
So you should be prepared for that. Additionally, as I experienced in my interview, they asked me, actually, they wanted to know if I had questions for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? I don't know, it was the same for you as well, right?
Same. You should have some questions.
It's not compulsory, actually, but it's a good idea if you have at least 2-3
Yeah,
questions,
I have
right?
some.
It shows interest.
Yeah.
But also, it shows that even though you have done a lot of research, you still want to learn from them, from their own experience,
Indeed.
their own view of the UK, or any other question that you may have, right? And as a leader, as an aspiring leader, it shows that you do have a good communication skill, right? So, can you share with us, like, an example?
I mean, I agree. It's about communication skills here, because apart from apart from good communication, you're expressing them that you're relaxed.
Yeah,
That
true.
you know, this bureaucracy of the interview has already finished, and you're willing to talk, to interact with them one to one. And here you have space to ask about the things that they like about the United Kingdom. Maybe it's a special event, a national date. Maybe it's a special dish or a theater. You know, just go on there and ask those things.
True.
But you could also ask some of the things that the British Embassy or Chevening is doing with your country in a very informal way. I mean, what is Chevening planning for their next anniversary? Or is there any event related to your field of study for next year or maybe 2 years from now? You know, keep things simple. I think it's about simplicity. And I think that by that time you will be already finishing your interview, you know, standing up from that chair and going out with a big smile because you did a great job in your interview.
Right? True.
And the thing is that before closing our video with this part, we wanted to give you some very final notes of how is this process shaped, what's the reasoning behind it, and what have we learned, how it has changed us. So first of all, what's the reasoning behind this process? It's essentially about being prepared for those expected and unexpected questions.
You're right. That's interesting. Smart. Smart.
Yeah, thanks. I think that expected situations are the ones that you can address easily, because you know they're coming. And out of our videos, I think the expected situations would be the examples that we gave us. That's what we did. Or maybe the questions itself, that they're probably going to ask you, who are you? Why Chevening? What were your master's choices? But things could go unexpected. And of course, we can't cover the things, the unexpected questions.
That's why
but
they're
we're
unexpected.
but we're trying to give you the technique behind it. If you're trying to address a leadership role or a leadership example, remember it's always about the context, the challenge, how you confront it, and what was the outcome. Same situation for a networking example. But if you think of a career plan, what makes a good career plan? If it's within the SMART framework, then it's probably good anyway. So just think of that structure that your answer needs to have, and you will be virtually ready to answer any question that the panel makes you.
Yeah, you're right, Eric. You're right.
And after saying those things, Anibal, what could you share with us about your final learning of this Chevening interview process?
Thank you, Eric. I think that's a really good question. As we aspire to be leaders, and I have mentioned before, one of the things that I like to do is share with people, right? Inspire people. That's what leading is, right?
Yeah.
Inspiring and sharing. And after all this process, the application, the interview, being here in the UK, actually, even when I was in my country, I realized that it's all about your why and your how, your what as well. But it's really about your why. It wants to underpin the reasons behind what you want to do. And you as a leader, to have a follower, right? No one just follows you for no reason.
Yeah.
You must have this why. And I would actually advise you guys to go to YouTube. I will put a link there of a video from Simon Sinek. He actually explains the why of leaders, right?
Yeah.
And it's really important if you actually watch that and try to connect on you as a leader. How do you communicate?
Your
right?
why.
Your why, exactly, again. So, how was it for you, Eric? What's the learning experience that you could share with our future leaders that are coming, right? I hope actually to see you guys in September, right?
Yeah, indeed. Well, for me, it was quite simple. I mean, when I prepared the preparation for the interview itself was a life-changing thing for me, because by doing so, I kind of answered a lot of questions for myself. What I wanted to do with my professional and academic life. And I was prepared to explain that to the panel, but to be honest, that made me feel prepared to explain that to anyone else there. So by the time I came out of the interview, I realized I already had a plan for my life. So if I hopefully got the Chevening scholarship, then it was nice. I already got what I was looking for at that moment. But if I didn't get it, then I would already have the path to follow.
You're right.
And I did it by myself. So at the end of the day, I think it was a win-win situation for me.
You're right. It's more like, okay, even though I don't get the scholarship, I already know what to do with my life.
And it's a positive thing. I think it's a very positive thing.
Yeah, because you actually get to structure your vision on what you want to be. Right, Eric? Yeah, but I think that's all for our interview.
Yeah.
Right? We will leave our social media handles. So if you guys still have additional questions, you can find us. And that's where your networking skills actually start, right?
Start with us.
Start with us. Start connecting with people that can actually uplift you. Okay? So, Eric, any additional thing to say?
Best of luck.
Best of luck. Best of luck, guys. Best of luck. Thank you, and we see you in the next one. Right?
See you in the next one then.